This is your boy DJ Razkoon, and it feels great to be back. We're gonna go straight to business. Infinity War review.
Dude!
What's going on? What?
You fucking with the mouth!
Oh, sorry. Wait, I'm too excited. Hold on, hold me back. Alright.
Okay, now we're good.
Infinity War. Did we like it? Did we not like it?
I loved
Did we
it.
not like it?
Did we not?
Yeah, well,
I didn't. I was not aware that was an option.
Yeah, but that is not an option.
How is that even an option?
That is not an option. Okay,
Not
snap your
liking
fingers
it.
and make me disappear. Alright, so what are our thoughts on it? I know this is a loaded question, so this is how it's going to work. We're going to say first what's on our chest, and after that, we're going to discuss the beginning, the middle, and end. So
we're going to go to spoilers.
No. Spoilers can wait a little, because these guys are watching. We can discuss the spoilers after 7 minutes. So for now, non-spoilers, just first impressions. Picture me after watching the movie. What were our first impressions right after? What was our initial reactions after finishing the movie? Well, actually, we didn't get to introduce ourselves.
Oh
You
yeah.
should know who we are, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just.
I'm Nels, the movie guy.
And I'm Alex, the Nintendo guy.
I'm Shakib, the man who laughs, who is not sub-hosting today.
And your boy DJ Razkoon.
Yes.
All right.
Who's back?
Who's back and ready to attack.
All right. Okay. So who wants to go?
So my first reaction
Yeah.
after the movie. Whoo! I was not prepared for this.
Yep.
I was. Oh!
Yes.
Fantastic movie.
Wait,
but-
show them your Spider-Man shirt.
Oh yeah, right here, right here, right here,
Yeah.
right here,
Right here. Okay. All right. So, So you're saying you can't process what's going
I
on.
couldn't. Yeah, I just
So much.
It was so much.
The end.
Well, what? Yeah.
The ending was just like.
It squared with you.
I want more. Where's the rest of it?
Yeah. You're waiting.
And the rest of it's coming in a year, man.
Yes,
I can't wait that long.
Too much waiting
Too
time.
much.
Yeah.
I was just like when the ending was happening,
Yeah.
I was just like, is this the end?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the end. I want more movie.
Okay.
I know.
Okay. Nels?
That 2 hours and 29 minutes went
It was
by
40,
quick.
Yeah. That's fast
Yeah.
paced, dude. I'm just like.
I
Like
know.
that.
Yeah.
We'll touch on that later.
Well,
Yes, we will. Yes, we
Right.
will.
I'll be
But
for
yeah,
the
it was a
spoilers.
very well-paced film.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
It was, and like you said when we watched it, that like the ending really did feel natural. Like,
Yes.
It didn't feel sequel baited, but it was a nice. It was like in Lord of the Rings. It ends
Yeah.
where it needs to.
Yeah.
Sorry to be a party pooper, but I mean, I watched the movie. I definitely liked it. Just a bit of that. I'm just like, because like they've announced 4 months ago that they said that there's gonna be a sequel coming for Spider-Man: Homecoming,
Yeah.
and there's gonna be a
Yeah.
sequel coming for
Black
Black Panther.
Panther. Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Without spoiling it, I mean, I definitely love the ending and what they did with the characters, but because we live in a world now where it's like, oh, this guy's happening, this character's happening, this sequel is happening, because of that, I think if they kind of waited, they could have, like the way they did a great job of not spoiling anything, if they kind of, waited with the sequel news, the
Fair
impact
enough.
of the ending would have been even more impactful.
That is fair. But
Yeah,
been
they
more
should
impactful.
have just kept them all like Untitled Marvel movie,
yeah.
Untitled Marvel
Yeah.
movie, instead of
Yeah.
announcing Black Panther
Yeah.
2.
And even
Guardians
going to
3.
that, I think
Spider-Man 2.
another thing is
Yeah.
that, for a lot of us, we grew up watching the Avengers. I grew up watching it in high school, and you guys have watched it as kids. It's
Yeah.
this movie has been 10 years in the making.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the other thing is that I think they kind of missed the mark in terms of the marketing. Because I remember when I was watching in the theaters, a lot of people that were watching with me, they were like, their reaction was kind of meh, because they were spoon-fed with the news that a lot of things were gonna happen. A lot of characters were gonna die, but without getting into the spoilers, they were watching that, and then the comic people, they're like, calm down, son. The real movie is coming next year, Avengers 4. Right? Because when we watched the Infinity War trailer, we were like, oh my god, all this thing is going to happen here. But then when they watched it, they're like, oh, it's happening.
Well, yeah.
next
Don't forget, Avengers 4 was titled Infinity War Part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So
they kinda
it really
changed that.
is two movies that's
Yeah.
telling one
Exactly.
story.
Yeah.
Exactly.
One thing that I felt, again, without getting into spoilers,
Yeah.
the movie ends in a way where the audience knows that there's more to come in a future film, but I personally think it was handled in a way where it was still self-contained to a degree. The way it ended didn't necessarily feel like, haha, see you next time, folks. Like, it felt like an organic place for that story to end.
Yeah. I agree with that.
But there's still going to be a next time.
Yeah,
There is still going to be
my
next
point
time.
is, they didn't pull an Independence Day 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even
That's
if
a
they
good point.
did, everyone would be fine with it. anyway.
Yeah.
I guess.
Because they know there's an Avengers 4 coming and
Yeah.
everything.
But even then, we would have to be cautious because it has happened in the past before. I don't know if you guys
Well,
remember Hunger Games, The Mockingjay, that part 1 or part 2, where
That's one thing I never saw.
where she's in that, she's like in the sky shooting the arrow, and it's like
That's what I'm
to
gonna
be
say.
continued.
The ending, it didn't end mid-action.
Yeah.
The action was finished.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it
And the
ends.
funny thing about that is, I remember reading somewhere that the filmmakers actually, because like you saw all the Hunger Games movies, right?
No.
I
anyways-
stopped after part 2.
Oh, well, anyways, like in the end of Mockingjay Part 1,
Yeah.
there's a scene where PETA is like possessed and attacking Katniss,
Okay.
but then one of the soldiers knocks him out, and then it goes to black, and then there's another scene, and then the film ends.
Yeah.
The filmmakers originally intended to end the movie right there when it fades to black.
Okay.
But the studio is just like, no, we should have like another scene to wrap things up. And I thought that was the right decision.
Yeah, they
Because
definitely had
Studio meddling that actually
studio
worked.
meddling.
yeah. Because I prefer the way that they actually ended, because again, you know that there's more to come, but it didn't feel like, haha, see you
It
next
felt- it
time,
felt
folks.
rushed, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it was
It
an
didn't
organic-
feel like the Desolation of Smog.
Not only Desolation of Smog, but also Age of Ultron. They had that in
Yeah.
Age of Ultron because they're more focused towards the future and world building, and that was part of their focus instead of the actual movie that's going on. So it's like if you compare, it's like this dude. If he has a nice girlfriend, he's not focusing on the nice girlfriend. He's focusing on the other girls. It's like, dude, focus on the present right now. Don't focus on the other girls.
Yeah.
So I think that's where Infinity War does a great job.
Yeah, it
where,
does.
Yeah, we know that part 2 is coming.
Yeah,
But
it's like,
it's
the
focusing.
fact that because like we've become so attached. This movie represents 10 years of beautiful movies in the making, and like even the newer characters, we still felt so attached to them.
Yeah.
That like even though we knew they were gonna come back,
Okay.
we still felt like there was like a hole in our hearts when they oh
You grew up with these characters. You play. You dance. They become a part of their life.
Yeah, exactly.
And someone and Thanos has become what's an iconic villain like that comes
Loki.
to mind? Not Loki. Like I'm thinking like
The Joker.
yeah, like he's become as iconic as the Joker. He's become
Yeah.
like a cultural phenomenon.
Mm.
And he's been able to like he's been in the comic pages. Now he's become even beyond the comics, even more than that.
He's transcended.
Yeah, he's transcended beyond.
Yeah.
He's arguably the MCU's best villain now.
Yeah.
Because he's the top 3 is Loki, Killmonger, and Thanos, and everyone has a different variations of who's 1, who's 2, and who's 3. But those are the 3.
Yeah.
Except I think Thanos is just number 1. No question.
Do you think we felt that they could have added more flashbacks to Thanos? Like,
I think they did a good
Yeah,
job
they did a
with
good
handling his story.
because I did hear
yeah.
that they had to cut a lot of Thanos backstory.
Yeah.
Well, there was a lot of stuff they had to cut out,
Yeah.
because I'm sure the rough cut for this movie is like
Probably
10
4
hours
hours
long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably
Probably.
4 hours or something.
And like the stuff we did get, I feel like all the time we got with each character was necessary. Like,
yeah, I
yeah.
feel like the movie could have been even longer.
Yeah.
Like maybe 20 minutes, and I still probably wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Same. But like
'Cause
everything.
there's a lot of people, and
There's
are
a lot
so
of-
many characters
and that's
in this movie.
that's another thing I have huge respect for in this movie.
Okay.
It was able to
balance.
handle. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
able to handle balance with such a big cast. Like I said before, the only movie I've ever seen this work was X2.
Yeah.
So like the fact they were able to do this so well is just like, they made it look easy, honestly, and like it was great. I have
Any
huge respect.
memorable we've discussed in Black Panther? You know, what are those iconic lines? And from this movie, what are some iconic lines? Like, are
Why
those-
is Gamora?
Why is
Why is
Gamora?
Gamora? Why is Gamora?
Also, special mention to Tony Stark. Shut up, Squidward. When
Shut up, Squidward.
There's an Ant-Man and a Spider-Man?
That was good.
It's an
Yeah,
Ant-Man.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
And then the one where Thanos is fighting Stark,
Yeah.
when he's like, "I respect you, Stark. When this is done, half of humanity still exist. I hope they remember you."
I have to
Mm,
remember.
yeah.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
So we're getting very, very close to the spoilers. So we'll have maybe one more thing to discuss before we go.
Yeah,
into
as Shakib mentioned, my
Yeah.
biggest reservation going into this movie was how they'd handle all the characters.
Yeah.
And some characters in this movie
Okay.
get more than others in terms
Okay, so
of
that's another
development.
point.
Yeah.
You know when at the initial beginning, after that they split. There's one group that goes to Titan and then the other group that goes to
There-
Earth. You think the setup,
There were
the division,
there's like
there's a
three.
purpose.
There's like three groups.
There's three groups. There's a
and
splitting
then
up of
because there's the
groups.
Guardians and
There's
Thor.
the Guardians and
And there's
Thors.
Iron Man and Doctor
Iron
Strange
Man,
and
Doctor
Spider
Strange,
Man,
and
and
then
there's
there's
Captain America and everyone on Earth.
Yeah.
And then the
everyone-
Guardians and Thor split up, and then
Yeah.
Star Lord meets up with. So there's like
Yeah.
three groups, then there's four, and then there's three.
Yeah.
And then Thor comes back, and
Yeah.
then there's two at the very end.
Because
So it goes back to
at the
Earth.
back of my mind, I know that Avengers 4 is happening, you know, and a lot of characters are going to meet. But at the back of my head, another thing is telling me, wait, why didn't Tony Stark and Steve Rogers meet? Because after Civil War, you know, you would think that there was going to be some heated banter going on, some conversations, some interesting conversations. You know?
Well, I'm sure that was a possibility at some point.
Yeah.
But I think they had to format the story that way with like them being sectioned off into groups and not everyone meeting everyone, because I think
Yeah.
if everyone was one big group, it would have
Yeah.
been too cluttered.
Yeah, it would have been too like honestly, like it would have been nice if it was Tony and Steve met, but like honestly, do what the story calls for. Like, don't rush it.
Yeah.
It's like that was like a like
But it's been done before. Crisis on Earth X for the CW show. We had
yeah.
52 or 40 characters on screen, like a fight scene.
yeah.
Because there was that, remember in the Infinity War trailer one, we see Black Panther, Steve Rogers, all these characters, that iconic shot. I didn't see
Yeah.
that shot in the
Oh,
movie.
that
Oh,
one
yeah.
with the
Yeah.
Hulk.
Yeah,
Yeah, with the
Who
Hulk.
doesn't show up past the beginning?
Yeah. I think that was a spoiler.
Whatever.
I think
That's like
You said we're gonna do spoilers in this thing.
30 seconds. 30
Okay.
seconds.
but like
You
yeah,
gave-
You gave them a warning at the beginning saying
Yeah.
there's gonna be spoilers.
Yeah, but we tell them
we have
when
to,
there's
we have to tell them. We have to tell them.
Okay, but like
spoiler alert.
okay, wait, okay.
Because
but-
otherwise they're like, bro, this is Red Weddings. You didn't warn us. This is like a wedding.
Okay, that's a minor spoiler, okay, compared to the shit we're gonna
Yeah,
get
yeah.
into.
Okay, but okay. Nels had something to say.
Yeah.
Finish.
No,
So screen time more than.
yeah, because as I was saying earlier, like if everyone was together, like it would have been cluttered, and like some characters, I mean, as I mentioned earlier, some characters have more development than others, but I think if they format it, if like everyone getting together, then that problem would be more apparent. And with what happens in the movie, we're led to believe that Tony Stark and Steve Rogers will eventually meet in 4.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
like,
I
given
wanna-
what happens, that's more likely.
Yeah.
I want to know how this movie and Avengers 4 were written and how they basically decided how this one was going to end and how they're going to continue it, or
Yeah.
how they decided the overall direction for both of them, and then said, okay, we want to have this happen in this movie, and then this is where we cut it
Well,
off.
I
and
think
now
the
we have
saving
this going
feature
into
for them is the fact that they shot this simultaneously, Avengers 3 and 4. I think that's a great saving point.
Yes.
Because we've had
Yeah.
movies in the past where they, Avengers 1 or 2, there was like a big gap, 1-2 year gap. We don't have that here. It's going to be released next year. So the fact
Well, they
that
had
shot,
to do that.
They have to.
Yeah. But the fact that they shot it simultaneously is good for them.
Yeah.
And good for us too, we don't have to wait.
Yeah, we don't
No,
have to wait. I mean,
We still have to wait a year.
We have to
Yeah,
wait. Okay,
1 year.
no, let me rephrase that. We don't have to wait as long,
Yeah, we don't have to wait as
It's a
long.
1 year wait, man.
but it's still long.
Yeah.
Yeah, and plus, like, if they lean too far into, like, the fallout of Civil War, then this movie may have started to suffer from Age of Ultron syndrome,
Yeah.
where it wasn't very focused and it was,
Yeah.
like, too much going on.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they addressed it in the film.
Yeah.
Because you can't not address it.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
it had such huge
All right,
repercussions.
ladies
what
and
happened
gentlemen,
in
you
Civil
have
War.
been given a warning.
Yeah, so much
Alright.
for
Viewer
7 minutes
discretion
of
is
spoilers.
advised.
All right.
Spoiler warning.
Spoiler alert.
If
Okay.
you haven't watched the movie, or if you don't mind spoilers, this is your last chance.
This is
Yeah.
this is a
Proceed with
full-on
caution.
anyone
Proceed with
listening.
caution.
Anyone listening? Anybody in the student center
Yeah.
right now?
Anyone listening anywhere?
We will give you 10 seconds.
Yeah, 10 seconds.
to head
911.
out.
Or
Okay.
your uncles, your aunties, you have been given a warning. So
Okay.
don't blame us.
Don't have
One,
spoilers.
2, 3,
There we go.
4,
Spoilers.
5,
Wait, you're actually
6,
Are you actually going 10 seconds?
7,
What the?
8,
I'm pretty sure our explanation was more.
Nine.
Okay.
This guy's so extra.
and
He's going-
10.
he's
Okay,
going legit.
you have been warned.
Okay. Bro, I
Alright,
have
so
to
After you
discuss.
disappear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
half of you
So
disappeared.
if you've seen the movie or you don't care, then welcome. Come,
Okay.
let's talk
Yes.
spoilers.
Welcome.
Let's
Well,
get into this.
Welcome to the spoiler talk.
Welcome
Alright.
to this.
I have to get this off my chest. I
Okay.
mentioned this in the chat, but I have to say
Gamora?
again. I blame Nebula.
He has a good
Why?
explanation. He has a good explanation, actually.
Okay.
Because
Listen,
in the scene where they're holding Thanos down and they're trying to get off the gauntlet, Star-Lord didn't connect the dots about what happened to Gamora, but then Nebula explains it, spells it out for him, and then that's what
right.
causes
and he loses his crap.
Yeah, that's what
That's
causes Star-Lord to punch Thanos, and then
Then,
And then-
Mantis loses control.
Yeah.
But Star-Lord is equally to blame. Like, I
Yeah,
understand
it's-
he's
it's
angry.
Star-Lord's
Like,
fault.
they was literally holding Thanos.
Yeah.
He had one shot.
And Iron Man was even like, hold it
Yeah.
together, Quill.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to question like why do you need to
Like, why did she need to say it?
yeah, why should you
Why?
verbalize it?
Why didn't she
why not
wait?
why not just let the plan unfold?
Yeah.
Also,
Why-
something I don't understand. There's a scene where Peter, Peter and Gamora, they made a promise.
Yeah.
You know, if it gets to that stage, you have to kill me.
Yeah.
But at that stage, Peter, like, legitimately, he was trying to kill Gamora.
He had the reality stone.
He had the
Yeah,
reality.
that's why.
He had the reality stone. But
Exactly.
Yeah.
if he killed Gamora, like, Gamora had the stone in her hat, so if he killed
What do
her...
you-
No.
What
What are you talking
No,
about?
I'm just wait, just...
Okay,
Okay, hold up. Okay,
Yeah.
listen to me.
Okay,
Listen
what?
to me.
Don't listen to him. Listen
Okay,
to
what?
me.
Okay.
When they're in,
Okay, yeah,
they're in
listen
the
to-
collector base,
Okay.
Yes.
and Thanos has Gamora,
Mm.
and Star-Lord's gonna shoot her.
Yeah.
Thanos has the reality stone already.
Yeah.
He
She
can
died,
change it however he wants. Hence,
Yeah.
bullets to bubbles.
So if she died, what would be the good thing? That means the
Then he
soul...
can't get
He
the
doesn't
soul
know what the
stone.
soul stone is.
But how did they know that he was gonna make the sacrifice? How, did they...
What?
What?
They
Like-
didn't know.
They-
Don't you remember the scene?
Yeah, because there's a scene that, like, Thanos, she killed Gamora for the Soul Stone. So
Yeah.
she needed to be sacrificed.
Yeah.
So my question is, how did they know that Thanos was gonna sacrifice Gamora?
Nobody knew
No
that.
one
She
knew.
knows. She knows that the soul stone is on the planet. She knows where to
Oh,
get it.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. She was like the...
Did you watch the
I
movie?
did,
That's
I
why
did.
he took
Yeah,
her there.
so
That's why he took her
She
there.
was the G-
And then
Okay, that makes sense.
That's
She was the living GPS.
Pretty much.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Pretty much.
wow, man.
Oh my.
Also,
Okay,
another
do-
spoilers. We have to discuss that beginning because if you
Oh.
see, here's the thing.
I will never look at the after credit
Yeah.
scene of Thor Ragnarok the same again.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because if
that's
you
what
watch,
people thought it was Thanos. Thanos is shit. There was
Yeah.
speculation.
if you watch the other MCU movies, especially the first Avengers 1, right? It starts kind of slow. Like you have those shield agents and blah blah blah. But this one, it goes straight to the plot. It goes straight to the business.
Two major characters
Two
die
major
in the
characters
opening
died.
scene.
Loki died.
Loki actually
died. How?
I can't
Loki and
Yeah,
Heimdall.
Loki.
They actually died.
Yeah. I
Loki!
was mind blown.
I felt
Like they're dead. They're straight
yeah,
up
they're
dead.
They're straight up
yeah,
dead.
I feel like them killing Loki in the beginning was a very conscious decision from the filmmakers because I feel like that's their way of saying a new villain's in town.
A
Like
new
we
king's
haven't
in town, yeah.
Yeah.
A new villain's taking
Yeah.
the throne.
Yeah, pretty much.
Even though like I understand why they did it, but there's a part of me that feels as if there's more to mine with that character and his relationship with Thor.
But
What do you mean with Loki?
Yeah.
Well, he had like how many movies was he? He had like 3 movies.
3, 4,
Yeah.
including Avengers.
Yeah. So because you've seen him, he has probably the most development out of any MCU character.
Oh,
Yeah.
Certainly a villain.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's that scene. There's that scene where it was, I think, Thor: The Dark World, and it was like when the mother came.
When the mother dies, or when she...
No, the mother.
Oh.
'Cause the mother was there, and because he was in prison, he's like, he's not my father, and you're not my mother. It's like a very emotional scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
But then he calls himself Odin's son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
That was
when he
emotional.
About the
Yeah.
about stab Thanos.
Also,
The thing is, like, what exactly did Loki think he'd accomplish by?
well, he had an inferior complex going on. He always felt like he was living in the shadow of his brother. And he had that going, even in Thor the Dark World, Thor 3, that was just following him. He wanted to prove himself to his father. Because he's this guy, adopted guy, like no matter how hard, he tries, he's always gonna be 2 steps behind.
Which he did. And you remember Thor Ragnarok?
Thor
The scene
Ragnarok,
Yeah.
on the bluff.
Yeah.
Where he said it took me some time to get over your spell.
Yeah.
And he said, I love you, my sons.
Yeah.
And then he
Yeah.
dies.
And he dies.
Like
Yeah.
that.
Which is, yeah.
So I think he did
Yeah.
Yeah.
finally.
So
earn
I think
some
this
respect.
this was kind of
Yeah.
like a good closing. It was like, I think
Yeah.
it was like a piece.
Yeah, hopefully
Yeah.
they have the balls to have him stay dead.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
don't just bring him back because everyone comes back now because
Speaking of that,
they reversed it.
Yeah, there's that. Okay, yeah. There's
my theory is that, and because like what you guys touched on earlier with like
Yeah.
how they announced like Black Panther 2, Spider-Man Homecoming 2, Guardians 3.
Yeah.
This all leads me to believe that. Well, at first we should just like
Oh,
the movie ends with Thanos getting all 6 Infinity Stones,
Yeah.
and then he snaps his fingers, and half of all life in the universe dies. So you see a bunch of characters disappearing: Black Panther, Spider-Man,
Star-Lord.
Star-Lord, Drax, Mantis,
even Black Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther
Yeah,
was
Panther
one.
as well,
Bucky
yeah.
Barnes,
Yeah.
Falcon.
Yeah.
Falcon.
Groot.
Dude, I'm just
all
gonna say,
the
the
Guardians
the
except
Spider-Man,
Rocket,
the
pretty
Spider-Man one hit me really hard in the face.
Doctor Strange was
Bro.
one too.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my
Bro.
god.
You're talking
Because like he's like
Scarlet
yeah.
Witch.
Yeah.
Oh, she did too. Okay.
Yeah,
I
she
couldn't
did
remember
too.
that.
Because Peter, he's just like, Peter.
He's like, I don't feel good.
I don't feel good. I don't
And then
want
he's just like,
Mr. Stark, I don't wanna
go.
Mr. Stark, I don't want to go. I just like.
And he's
right
just-
now.
That was an intense
Yeah,
moment.
that was-
I know. I read this article online. If you realize, Peter was the only one who knew what was happening before it happened.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like-
yeah.
It's like he's like everyone either like doesn't realize it or they realize it last minute. He's just like he realized it before it happened. He's like, Mr. Stark, I don't feel good, and then it happened to him, and he started to get all freaked
Maybe
out.
that's like his Spidey sense or something.
Yeah, they said that might be his Spidey sense because like we see a glimpse of his Spidey sense at the beginning.
Yeah.
So like
Also, going back to my previous point, like I said, all these characters dying, Bucky, all these guys disappearing, and even at the after credit scene where
Let's try to go in order a bit.
So I'm saying that if they could have waited on the sequel information, it would have been more impactful.
Yeah.
The fact that I know
fair.
that Spider-Man: Homecoming 2 is coming, but Black Panther 2 is coming. For me, like when I was watching all these characters, I'm just like, oh wow,
Yeah.
they're
yeah,
coming
that's
back.
fair. That's fair.
I mean, well, I feel like everyone post snap has a chance at coming back.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, because they did post some photos for Avengers 4, and there's some photos that I've seen, and there's like Captain America, he's in his original costume, and there's some time travel elements. So who knows? Even Loki could come back if time travel is involved.
Yeah, but I hope they have that's like I said. I hope they have the balls to
'Cause
have
they
them
did
stay
that,
dead.
remember with-
Because whatever time travel, some mystic cosmic
Yeah.
thing, keep something dead. Make this film have
we
an impact.
we saw
Yeah.
that with Vision. Vision died, and then
Twice.
Thanos. Vision died twice.
that was brutal. That was brutal. Thanos
That's
cheap
right.
shotted.
That's like if you're,
Vision
that's like if
died
you're watching Iron Man 3: The Maddener, and then someone makes you watch it again, rewinding it. It's like a bad thing. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if we could see that Vision, like he dies, he comes back again, he dies again, but stone doesn't move, then maybe it could happen with Loki too, and even Gamora.
Okay, but what I think is, I feel like all the people who turned to Ash,
Yeah.
I think they will come back.
Yeah.
But the people who didn't
like Heimdall and Loki.
like Heimdall, Loki,
Yeah.
Gamora.
Yeah.
I hope
Vision.
they stayed dead.
I feel like
First of all, what theories do we have when they disappear? Where exactly? I'm hearing
They
they're in a
didn't go.
planet.
No. Listen, if you read the Infinity Gauntlet story, they didn't go anywhere. They were just wiped out. So like they didn't go anywhere.
Wait, they're wiped out.
They were just
Half
Half
of
the
all life in
No,
the universe.
I thought that I read the Infinity Gauntlet story. They're wiped out, but like,
yeah, they're wiped
how
out.
are they gonna explain the fact that Black Panther, all these characters? Because obviously we know they're coming back.
Yeah.
So how are they gonna show that in the movies? Like like the people that don't follow the comics, how are they gonna, explain it in a straightforward manner?
They explain it by returning the characters back to life.
So are we gonna say that they were in a limbo? Like
No, they weren't in limbo. They were wiped out.
They're just
and
gone.
They're just gone. Nada. Nothing.
Okay.
Their
It's
entire existence is gone.
Their entire existence is gone. Like, they don't go anywhere. They don't go.
So what are the theories
they're-
towards what item is gonna restore them back to life?
How does it happen in the comics?
How it happens in the comics is that, like, Thanos gets so powerful that, like, he lets his guard down and Nebula snatches the gauntlet from him and then, like...
But see, that's the thing though. That's
Yeah, so are they actually going to do that in the movie then?
yeah. That's
I have
the thing,
no
yeah,
idea.
yeah,
That's what it
See,
is.
in the Infinity Gauntlet story, what happens is that you have that Nebula. She's a zombie.
Yeah,
blah,
she's
blah, blah.
like... Yeah,
And then when Thanos is now looking, he snatches the Infinity Gauntlet,
Yeah.
right? And then she restores all the life ever.
Yes.
Like,
Mhm.
and then when that happens, then there's a time loop that's being played because she was in her zombie form. Then she's back to her zombie form again. So
Yeah,
how?
but then she broke the time
So
loop.
that means for that to happen, someone has to snatch the Infinity Gauntlet from Thanos. So that might be a way in Avengers 4.
Okay, maybe, but, like... The thing is, though, may I talk about the after credit scene?
Wait, before just
Okay.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
If we're talking about the comics, here's a controversial question. If we're comparing the other versions of Thanos, I've been hearing a lot of theories that this Thanos is kind of not the most powerful. So
What do you mean
here's
not the most powerful?
like I've been hearing theories that there's different versions of Thanos in the comics and other versions, and even like in the comic series or in the animated cartoons where Thanos is like super powerful, but here,
Yeah,
they've been
well,
saying
that's
that
what I-
he's
that's what I-
kind of emotional, he's kind of whiny, he's
that's
not
what
that
that's what I
powerful.
had. They had to. Okay, what like Thanos' writing was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like
His writing was great.
yeah, his writing was great. Like you
But
said.
like, in terms of like power levels, like,
Yeah, in terms of power
In
levels,
terms of
in terms of
actual power.
yeah, in
He
terms
beats
of
the crap out of the Hulk. What
Yeah.
are you talking about?
yeah, he
Yeah,
beats the crap,
Power
but then he
levels.
was getting beat.
And literally every single Avenger.
There's that scene at the Titan where he's being strung up like that.
By how many? 8 of them?
8 of them.
exactly. And like he didn't have all. Now he has all the
And he has
Infinity
all the
Gems.
stones now.
He's
Yeah.
pretty much on.
But in the comics, different things happen because there's that
In
thing
the comics, he
in the
had
comics,
all
he's
the
trying to-
Infinity Stones.
There's that aspect where he's trying to, there's that death. He's trying
He's trying to win. He's trying to win over
yeah,
Lady
he's
Death.
trying
Yeah.
to win over death.
But like,
And
look,
he's getting advice that, oh, you want to win over her respect? Okay, take your Infinity Gauntlet off and fight without it. And he's trying to fight without it, and that's how.
No, he didn't fight without it. He toned down his power
He
level.
toned down his
and
power
And
level.
he still beat them.
So there is an explanation as to why he was weak.
No, they told he was okay. One, he is not weak.
Dude, just listen to Shakib, man.
He is not weak. He did all.
School this fool.
He did all like a lot of the stuff he did without the Infinity, like without all in the Infinity Stones. He still did a good amount.
Because remember that scene? Remember when he was facing Iron Man? He had the Infinity Gauntlet, and he was like doing that thing, and it was feeling as if he was bringing the whole moon down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So do you think we needed anything else that they could have added to showcase his power? Maybe planets being destroyed. Like when he was doing the snapping in the comics, when he was doing the snapping, like planets, everything is half the universe.
And that happened in the movie.
In the movie, we see all these people. Do we feel that more things more people, more cows, more nature, more planets? What could have been added to showcase that destructive power? Or we felt like that was good as is?
I don't think
Yeah.
his whole point was he wants to destroy half of all life.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough resources
maybe
to
he's
sustain.
saying- or maybe
there's
he's
not
saying
enough
his-
resources to sustain
Yeah.
Yeah.
the life. So why would you destroy
wants-
planets and cows and things?
Yeah, he just
that
like-
life needs to survive.
Yeah, exactly. He just wants to he just wants to destroy half the universe so that it can be
Perfect
balanced in the
Perfectly
universe.
balanced.
Yeah.
Exactly, and like from what we did get, that was like it was enough to hit us because we're seeing these characters that we were attached to
Yeah.
being like brought to dust pretty much, and I think that was enough of an impact.
Also, do you think that again, going back to Avengers 4, the characters that died so far, Loki and Gamora, and the other characters, characters that survived, Iron Man and Captain America, do you think that they're actually gonna kill Iron Man this time when the actual Avengers 4 comes?
It's possible.
It's possible. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I probably will be surprised because like this is the character. This is the character that started the MCU.
But if you're talking
to see him die.
because you're like Black Panther's not dead because there's a Black Panther 2.
Yeah.
Like there's no Iron Man 4 or something, so Iron Man could die.
Iron
Like,
Man could die.
if you want to follow that logic.
Yeah.
But I mean, really anything. Could
Also,
happen.
we all have to discuss the Hulk thing. I'm just like.
Yeah, I was actually shocked that there wasn't as much Hulk as we thought there would
Yeah.
be.
Well, there was
Hulk.
Bruce Banner.
There was Bruce Banner, but like the
yeah, but
actual
not Hulk.
Yeah.
But like honestly, it didn't.
Was he?
Well,
Was he
little glimpses of Hulk.
No, yeah, pretty much.
What, was he constipated? Did he eat enough? I don't know, man. Maybe.
No,
I don't know,
Hulk
maybe after getting the crap beaten out of him by
Maybe
Thanos,
maybe
Hulk's just
Hulk's probably like, nah,
I'll
maybe
stay
not."
here.
Maybe he
Yeah.
had too much shawarma and he had a bad stomach. Yeah.
But seeing Banner in the Hulkbuster armor, I did
Yeah.
not expect that.
Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna be Bruce Banner.
Yeah, neither did I. But
Do you think that this is good for his character? I mean, I've been hearing theories that maybe the reason why this is happening is because he's experienced defeat.
I heard
and this
that
is the first time this is happening, and
I
he's
heard
taking
that
it a bad way.
they're sort of in lieu of a standalone Hulk movie.
Yeah.
They're like exploring Hulk
Yeah.
in like 3 movies.
Okay.
Like Thor Ragnarok, Avengers, Infinity
Okay.
War, and then Avengers
So
4.
this is like
next
part of
year.
his character. Like,
So like they're developing the Hulk and
Character
Bruce
development.
Banner's character
Relationship,
instead
yeah.
of in a standalone movie. They're now doing it over those 3 movies.
I don't
Yeah.
get what Universal's deal is.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Sony. I mean,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah, right. Even
Yeah,
Sony,
yeah, yeah.
like Universal, they must be allergic to money. That's the only explanation.
Just make
not,
the
not just
Hulk
Hulk, but also
movie.
they were supposed to add Namor. Namor, the Aqua, the
He's the Aquaman of the Marvel Universe,
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much.
yeah.
But like, okay, like honestly,
So wait.
And also, we have
So Universal has distribution rights.
something like that. Like they can't
Yeah.
do a
Like,
Hulk solo.
They
movie.
have some rights because I know
They're not allowed-
Universal
yeah.
has distribution rights to the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk
Like
movie.
they can do a movie with Hulk in it, but they cannot have a solo Hulk movie.
That makes no sense.
That's really
No, why
complicated.
That's really weird.
that is really
And
Also-
also with Disney having bought,
Fox.
Yeah.
they could probably just be like, they could probably throw money
yeah,
at
they
it.
could just buy. Yeah, it's
Mm.
just a matter of
with
money
the-
right now.
Yeah, they could just throw money
Yeah.
at the problem.
Also, we have to discuss that special guest appearance.
What?
For the Game of Thrones people out there.
Oh, you're talking about that? I have a
Oh.
completely
Tyrion Lannister.
different. That's not what I was.
Tyrion Lannister is
let's-
Infinity War.
Okay, not important. Let's talk about Red Skull.
Red Skull.
Oh,
yeah.
That's what.
Yeah.
Like is
Yeah.
what,
Yeah,
that
I was
was,
taken
that's
by-
what I was
I'm
thinking.
surprised.
That's
Yeah,
surprising.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
was
like,
taken
I
back by
didn't. Technically, he didn't die in the first Cap movie, but I didn't expect to see him when
Yeah,
it
Yeah,
hit.
like
Yeah.
like the first Avenger, like it's kind of like in like the back of everyone's heads, not
Yeah.
at the forefront. So
Yeah.
everyone's just thinking like, oh, Red Skull, like he's done. Like they're not
Yeah.
bringing him.
Yeah,
back.
they. Yeah,
And
I
they
can't
brought
believe
him
they
back.
Wait,
For
that was
this.
alive?
That's good. What?
Did you watch
Did
the
you
movie?
watch
No,
the movie?
he was alive, but I'm just like, wait, is this part of a dream sequence? Or
No, he's actually.
That was on the
actually-
planet for the Soul Stone.
Oh, okay,
Exactly.
okay.
He was alive.
Hey, don't blame me. Blame the filthy people that were like.
Okay,
watching the
listen.
phone.
Did you
Okay. When you get the chance,
Okay.
go to Morningside Theater and watch
Watch
the
it
movie.
at work.
That theater is barely packed,
Okay.
so you will not have any
And also,
distractions.
and I will take some bodyguards with me if I see some phones I will destroy.
okay.
Okay. And you know that one scene on the with the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
When Red Skull's explaining how you have to sacrifice something you love.
Yeah.
And then Gamora's just like.
Just
like
it
jokes on you. You don't love anything.
You can't. You don't love anything. There's nothing that you like. You have no capacity for love. You don't love anything. You can't get the Soul Stone. It's over. You lost.
Yeah.
But then
He throws it.
how he starts crying,
Yeah.
and the Red Skull's like, those tears aren't for him. They're for
For
you.
you.
Yeah.
And then he throws Gamora off the ledge.
See, that tells you something
like
about
that's
the villain.
crazy.
That was yeah.
See, here's the thing, because like I didn't feel sorry for Gamora.
Why?
I felt more sorry
For
for
Thanos.
Thanos. Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt sorry for them both.
Yeah,
because
Mostly
I,
for Thanos.
Yeah, mostly.
I grew attached to Gamora more in Guardians 2
Yeah.
because she was able to reconcile with her sister.
Yeah.
And plus the dynamic between Gamora and
Star-Lord.
Thanos was like,
Oh, sorry.
it's a very complicated one. And
Yeah.
See, that's the thing, because this is not like a.
And plus, like, her thing was Star-Lord.
yeah.
Exactly.
They're finally together.
Yeah.
Finally, and only to have her. Oh my god.
Kick the bucket.
Yeah.
But see, this is the thing. This is not like a typical villain that wants to destroy the universe. This guy, he's actually, like, he believes
You
in what he's
understand
doing. Like he believes that whatever he's doing.
his path is the right path.
Yeah, and he
he's
wants.
not. It's like Nell said when after we watched it. He's not like Steppenwolf, where it's like every other line he says like I will destroy you all.
Or mother.
Or mother.
Yeah.
Or mother.
Yeah.
Every other line, every other thing he says. But this is the best villains are the heroes of their own story.
Although
Yes.
I do
And
feel like
Thanos very
they
much
could have added
is.
more scenes. You know that flashback scene where he was talking about this was my planet and blah blah, and there's like I wanted to kill half these people and they were calling me
Crazy.
crazy. So I felt like they could have explored that, but I hope they explore
Maybe
this
in-
for
And then the
Avengers
planet
4.
was destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they could explore this Avengers 4, but like again,
Yeah,
going,
maybe they could bring more Thanos backstory. I would if
Yeah.
there was more Thanos backstory in Infinity War, I wouldn't have minded. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
upset.
Yeah.
and
At
something
the
they
actual-
could
I'd
do,
welcome it.
and
Yeah.
something they could do, like remember when Gamora, the child Gamora,
Child Gamora.
yeah, they're
That scene.
yeah, and she's bonding with Thanos over that little thing, the stick.
Oh, that
red
knife.
stick.
Yeah.
And it was like a very intimate, personal moment,
Yeah.
and so I hope they do that. Like maybe, like explore that backstory between Gamora since Gamora's dead now.
Mm.
You know, especially Arrow season 2, Slade, and the season finale. You know, there's like a simultaneous flashback between past and present. So maybe
Oh, yeah.
Avengers 4.
Well, yeah,
have
that was
like
the boat fight.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
in Avengers 4, have like a fight scene, a crazy fight scene where it's like a simultaneous between the present and the past, going back and forth, back and forth.
I
Yeah,
love
but
that.
what's
Really
the
epic.
what's in the past that
Like-
he's fighting?
Like in the past, he's like maybe fighting over. He's saying he wanted to wipe out half the population of that. And maybe have like a fallout why that happened, fight with his other people. Because remember when he went, there's like that population is now gone. Maybe something happened. There's a conflict that happened before that they could explore.
Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens when Avengers 4 comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I really like what they did with Thanos.
Yeah, I do too. I like what they did with
Yeah.
everybody, to be honest.
And like this is it's really like Thanos' movie
Mm.
Yeah.
more than the Avengers.
Yeah.
And no more is that fact underscored. Then at the very, very end, it says Thanos will return.
Okay.
Not
Yes.
like some hero will return or the Avengers will return.
Exactly.
It's Thanos.
Thanos or it's
So this is Thanos' movie. and
Thanos
the next
demands
movie-
your silence.
Yeah.
And the next movie is going to be more Thanos.
More
Yeah.
Thanos.
And plus that whole scene where he throws Gamora off the cliff, where like the fact that he was able to muster the will to kill his own daughter, like it makes you question whether or not he loves her, but at the same time, like you could see that it weighed on him greatly.
Mm.
Especially at the very end when he's like, "What did it cost you?" And he's like, "Everything."
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah, it made him question whether
That-
or not it was even worth it.
Yeah.
That and then the very, very end when he's like, the sunset thing.
Yeah.
And he seems happy.
Mm.
Like he did it. He succeeded in his like life's goal.
Yeah.
His mission is complete. It's over. It's done. He can relax
Mm.
now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Like he feels fulfilled.
Mm.
See, that
He's
makes you
completed his
more
purpose.
invested in his story. It makes
Yeah.
Like
it
this
makes-
is actually the first MCU movie I think where the villain actually wins.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, no, it's
Zemo.
Zemo.
Zemo, yeah, right.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Besides Zemo. But yeah. That's
But see, that's the thing. Remember in the Infinity Gauntlet story, spoilers. At the end, like when his
This whole thing is spoilers, man.
when his plan has failed, he's a farmer now,
yeah.
and there's like an irony where.
Oh yeah, Adam Warlock banishes him somewhere. Yeah.
So this throughout his whole life, he's been searching for the Infinity Gauntlet, and now he has to work for a living. So it's like a great irony.
Yeah.
So
like Adam.
and now the fact that we see that he's crying over Gamora,
Mm.
for a villain, that's like wow. So it makes you question, in the past, as a family man, what was he like?
Mm.
What was he like before?
Well, we know what he was like before. He
Yeah.
tortured his daughters
Yeah,
and
he
made them
tortured-
fight each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He was trying to mold his daughters into like the perfect killing machines. So like
For his,
Yeah.
his genocidal
for
cause.
his genocidal cause. Yeah. So like.
And yeah,
But
and
do you
his,
think-
his motives as a villain are much better. Because, like, Zemo is just anger and revenge.
Okay.
But him, it's like, I have to do this, is the right thing to do. He has his own moral compass that just so happens to be pointed in the opposite direction of the
Okay.
heroes.
And plus,
And
like he never.
This is like, I have to do this the whole universe is going to destroy itself.
Yeah.
They don't see it. I see it.
Yeah.
I have to wipe out half the life.
And
Yeah.
he never wanted power for himself. He just wanted to follow what he thought was right.
Yeah.
He's not one of those mustache twirling villains like,
No.
oh, I will rule the universe.
Yeah.
He just
Yeah.
wants to.
As far as character
Yeah.
motivation goes, this is like
This is one of the best.
This is one of the best. Like
Yeah.
Black Panther and this movie are like two
Yes.
Marvel movies in a row where we understand the like I think like the best motivations we've gotten in like MC movies so far was like Spider-Man: Homecoming, Black Panther, and this one.
Yeah.
So like I'm really enjoying that so far.
But here's the thing: in terms of character motivations go, there's like many, right? Like especially not just in the movies, MCU, the Netflix versions.
yeah.
We see like characters like Kingpin. They kind of have like an inferior complex going on. Where we see in the flashback, he had to like kill his dad because that thing was working. Do you think they might explore that with Thanos, where maybe
something
the
like
reason
that.
for all this is happening is maybe he had like a rough childhood, or maybe like a father figure, and he was
I
like
hope they
seeking
don't.
approval. Or maybe that's something they shouldn't do.
No,
No,
because
I thought about that.
they kind of explained it. He came to some realization that his planet it can't sustain its population. It's going to
Okay.
destroy itself.
Yeah.
So he's like, the universe is the same. There's so many people, not enough stuff to go
Okay.
around. I gotta kill half of them.
Okay.
So he sort of comes to that realization by himself and tries to shape himself and move forward in life to fulfill that goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not because he's like some battered child or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. That's a good
And
point.
that makes him better as
Yeah.
a villain because of that. He comes to this realization by himself.
Yeah, that's a good point. Although in Avengers 4 I wouldn't mind some Thanos flashbacks because
Yeah.
I think that would be pretty good.
Yeah.
But like,
That would be greatly appreciated.
yeah.
Yeah. And plus, like, he stressed that, like, it's that he wants it to be random. Like, he doesn't want it to be like, save more rich people. Like, he just wanted
Yeah.
to
Like,
be like,
he thinks chance is fair.
yes.
So
Which explains why half the Avengers are still alive.
yeah,
Because if he was like really trying to be like super evil about it, it's like, okay, half the universe is gone, but in that half, all of the Avengers are gone now. And
No,
now there's
half the
one.
Avengers
Half
are
the
still
So it's like
standing.
Yeah.
half is fair.
Happy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like he wants to be fair. That's a good one.
Yeah. I'm just like mind blown right now because
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I was not prepared for
Yeah.
all the stuff
Yeah,
that this
there's
movie
so
was
much
gonna throw
so
at
much
me.
that
I
happens.
don't know, man.
May I talk about the after credit scene now?
Okay,
Okay,
do
okay.
you have any more? Well, we can all do the after credit scene, but like anything else before after credits?
Anything else before? Well, one, I'm happy
Just
that.
voicing my inner Samuel Jackson. Mother. That's funny.
I'm glad they put that in. But like,
Yeah.
another thing, another.
Oh, sorry. Okay, bear with me. Okay, so in Infinity War, or in the comics before, this story has been done before. In the actual Infinity War story, several Fox, X-Men, all these characters come into play.
Yes.
But for something like MCU, where we haven't been as fortunate, we have to use whatever characters we have.
Yes,
and
they
then
did
in
that
Star
well.
Wars, bring it back to Star Wars, one problem that we had is that in Force Awakens we had these characters, Finn, Rey, and blah blah blah. But then in Episode 8 we got some new characters, and that kind of created like a backlash because we were like, wait, just focus on these characters. Why are you adding more characters? So for Avengers,
And not particularly interesting characters
yeah,
like that.
exactly. So for Avengers 4, do you think that we should be cautious in terms of how much, like for example, if they add Adam Warlock or even other characters,
Oh,
you,
yeah.
you think that should be something we're concerned about
Well, okay,
Or,
one.
I don't know.
Okay.
Wait.
May I
Because
talk about the after credits?
They didn't.
after this?
This is the lead up to the after
Lead
credits.
up to
Okay,
the
yeah.
after
Yeah,
credits.
because like in this one, there weren't any new characters. They're just the four. Is Black Order? That's what
The
it's
Black
called?
Order, yeah.
They're the four members of the
Yeah.
Black Order. We're the only new characters
Yeah.
in this.
Yeah.
Because everyone else is already MCU.
Do you think they might introduce
and
Death?
even those four new characters was already pushing it,
Yeah.
given how many
But like,
characters already in
but like,
this.
But it made sense
yeah.
because.
Well, yeah,
like,
there has to be something like.
but like, do you think they might
like
introduce?
there has to be some cannon fodder
Counterpart, yeah.
for
Yeah.
the heroes to like to have a win, but they can't stop Thanos.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
But like, do you think they might introduce celestial characters like Death, or even in
I
the
hope they don't.
Okay, yeah.
There's that other
Because,
character in the
Joe and Anthony Russo explained that they said the reason they didn't want to introduce Lady Death into Infinity War because they didn't want to thrust the audience with a new character with a new plane of existence and like they said it would because like
it wouldn't make sense.
It wouldn't make sense because like they have to establish that story. They'd have to do all that. Like
especially because they haven't done it already.
Okay.
I highly doubt they're going to introduce it for Avengers 4.
See, this is a lesson that the other universes that are
DC,
built
DC,
DC and Star Wars. This is something they should learn. We're familiar with these characters.
Yeah, how to build a universe.
How to build a universe.
Time and patience.
Exactly.
That's
Don't
how you build a
add
universe.
characters that require that much backstory.
Or if you do, make a movie with them first.
Yeah,
Exactly.
make a movie with them first.
Exactly. DC, you're breaking my heart.
You're tearing me up. Oh, also, I seen The Room.
Oh.
Trust me, man. I've seen all the movies, man. You're tearing me apart, Harley. Yeah.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Just one more thing before
Yeah.
we get into the post-credits scene. A lot of people are questioning why Doctor Strange gave him.
I've heard a few theories on that.
Yeah, so the thing is, like, what I caught onto as I was watching the movie, because earlier in the film, Doctor Strange said that he saw all the
14 million
movies, and
Okay.
only one of them
Only
ends
one,
in
yeah.
our success.
Yeah.
And I knew that he gave him the stone.
Spare Iron Man.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's because
Well,
that's
yeah.
probably
Yeah, because like he wanted to follow the possibility. Now, what I didn't clue into until I read this article on Cinema Blend was that maybe the one possibility he saw involved Iron Man. So if Iron
that's
Man
that's the
dies,
theory I heard is that he gave the stone to Thanos to spare Iron Man's life because the one possibility he saw where they win, Iron Man is somehow the key to it.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
he had
okay,
to spare Iron Man's life by
That
giving
was-
Thanos
okay,
and
the
that's
stone.
amplified when he says we're in the end game now.
Okay.
It was the only way.
So in a way, Doctor Strange is like the Doctor Manhattan of the MCU. He's literally
Yeah.
into the future. He can see the future. The only
He can.
difference being
Because
Doctor.
any of those mages can, or what are the sorcerers?
Sorcerers,
Because they in
Or
Doctor
wizards,
Strange,
if you want to be like.
Doctor Strange, they said that in the movie they said they don't deal with time magic.
Yeah.
Like time magic is dangerous and whatever, but Doctor Strange uses it.
Yeah.
With but they're not supposed to, but they can, kind
Yeah.
of thing.
It's like a forbidden spell of sorts. Yeah.
Sort of, yeah. But
Yeah.
maybe Wong, assuming he's still alive,
Okay.
he could use some time magic, maybe if he can learn some spells.
Okay, so before we get into that post credits, we are dying to talk about, just like what we did in Black Panther. Let's rank quickly. Let's rank in terms of where this fits in the MCU, villains, and just overall. Like
Okay,
out of
villains,
10, what
Thanos
would
is
you
number
Villains,
one.
Thanos is,
Thanos is
yeah,
number one.
definitely.
give? Okay.
And if he's not your number one, he definitely should be.
If he's not your number one, you're wrong.
Okay.
Okay.
Putting that aside.
Nels, what about you? Villains?
I'm still thinking. I mean, he's fighting for that number one spot, but Thanos, Killmonger, Loki, those are the top three.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. But Thanos and Killmonger, like they're fighting for that number one spot for me.
Yeah. I think for me, I have to wait. It's like
You have to wait
right now
until
this is the
Avengers 4.
midterms. This
Yeah.
is the midterms for me, so I have to wait till the finals and then put all the pieces together, and then I can judge.
Yeah.
Because from what I'm seeing, it's good. But I have to because the reason why Loki is number one, because look, we've seen Thor 1 and the brother dynamic, and it hits you. Like even if you know nothing about going on, the plot, or anything, you just see the brother dynamic, and you're just like, damn, that's really relatable. You could relate. That's why it's number one. So that's in terms of villains. I'm waiting for that. But in terms of ranking the MCU movies, what are our thoughts on that? Just phase 1, phase 2, phase 3.
how many movies are there?
19.
19? Okay, so there are 19.
Yeah.
So like,
Well, 20
top-
if you
okay, let's
include
start with
the
top
upcoming
5.
And the Wasp,
Top
but right
5.
now 19.
okay, so by the end of 2018, there will be 20 movies.
Yeah.
20 movies, yes. Including Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
That's what I said by the end of
That's what we said.
Ant-Man and the
2018.
Wasp, yeah.
I mean, Spider-Man: Homecoming is still my favorite. You guys know, but like, this is definitely.
This is in the
Thor
top 5.
Ragnarok, Spider-Man Homecoming,
I can't even do like a
Iron
top
Man
5,
2,
man.
and even hell, I would even say Iron Man 3. Like even with the Mandarin twist, I was like, it's not that bad. Like I watched even the end parts.
Iron Man 3
Yeah.
wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it
though.
had
I
Ben
know.
Kingsley.
Yeah.
It was better than Iron Man 2.
I didn't
Yeah.
like the Mandarin twist
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Neither
But,
did I.
but
And the
still-
PTSD thing too. I was like,
Well, because Iron Man
was it
3 is more about Tony Stark and
Yeah.
less about Iron Man,
yeah.
which I think gives it a few extra points.
So our
Yeah.
audience wants to know, out of 10, what would you give
do
this
they
movie?
do they want to know?
They want to know.
I don't
'cause
think they're
gonna watch
watching
it.
anymore,
They're
'cause
watching.
they-
They joined.
No,
Yeah,
they
1,
all
2, 3,
left
4,
because
5.
of the
Look at all this.
spoilers.
1, 2, 3, 4. They're still here. They're like,
They all
let's
left
put
for
this
spoilers.
In, let's put this in the. If they would left, they'd be like, this would be gone. Like this.
Okay, so then
Yeah,
they're
they're
fine
still
with
here.
spoilers. We've spoiled the entire movie for you. Are you
They're
happy?
still here. They've been here since last 2-3 years, so they're hardcore
Okay,
fans.
okay. Well, we have hardcore fans.
Hardcore
Cool.
Hardcore fans.
Okay, but honestly, I'd give this movie a 9.5.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah, it's up there.
Even though I'm gonna have to watch it a second time for now.
I'm definitely want to watch it a
I'm
second
definitely
time.
a second time.
You
A second
definitely
time,
have to
fourth
watch
time.
it a second time.
I would have to
Don't
give
doze
it.
off.
You don't doze off, yeah.
Don't doze off.
I'm-
Don't watch with Chinese subtitles. Don't like subtitles.
See this in the theater.
Yes.
Yeah. I would have to give it like a 8.4 out of 10.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Fair enough.
What's
Let me
wrong
know.
with you?
No, okay, just well,
I have a very high standard.
Let's wait until he watches it
Yeah,
again. and
it
we'll
might
see.
change like Wonder Woman, because Wonder
Okay.
Woman the first time I gave it a 7.8, and then it increased to 8.2, because there was no Chinese subtitles.
Yeah.
Yeah.